Okay, anong believe nila? Their belief is, it includes that life is a cycle of deaths and rebirth. So life after death, naniniwala rin sila. Stage of Buddha may be placed at bedside as the person is dying. And then organ donation is not permitted sa kanila. Yun ang paniniwala nila. Incense is lit in the room following death. Incenso. Okay. Family washes and prepares the body. Cremation is preferred, but if buried, deceased should be dressed in regular daily clothes instead of fancy clothing. So magkakaiba talagang practices natin, di ba? Kasi sa Katoliko, we give the best, no, sa ating mga namatay na kamag-anak. Binibisan natin ng maganda. Kung pwedeng pasuotan ng Maria Clara or kung anumang gown yung pwede natin pasuot. Kay tatay, Amerika naman yan o barong Tagalog yan. Pero sa Buddhist, yung pinaka-ordinaryong damit ang ipapagamit dun sa namatay nilang kamag-anak. Native Americans naman po believe that death is a journey to another world again. Life after death na naman. Family may or may not be present for the death. So hindi sila particular doon. Pero kasi tayo, di ba, inaantay talaga natin kahit yung mga kamag-anak na nasa Amerika, pagka sinabi, antay niyo ako, darating ako, mga anak, di ba, iniipon yan at inaantay bago ilibing. Pagka dumating, tsaka palang i-arrange. Dito sa Native American, it doesn't matter kung ilan lang yung nandyan. Organ donation generally not preferred also. Preparation of the body may be done by family members. The casket is left slightly open so the spirit can escape. So yun yung paniniwala nila. Various practices differ with different tribes kasi maraming tribes ang Native America like the Bao tribe, Apache tribe, and Comanche tribe. Iba't ibang klase ng tribo. Dati naman, iba't ibang ethnic groups pero halos pare-pareho lang. Okay, what about Muslim? The body must be quickly buried so that the soul may be freed. Okay, para daw yung kaluluwa makalaya na. Embalming and cremation are not permitted. After death, the body should face Mecca or East. Ako, mahina ako dyan sa mga lokasyon ha. Basta alam ko lang, pag kusan yung sunrise, yun yung east. Okay, kasi yung lubugan ng araw, dun yung, ano ba yun? O whatever, basta east lang yung memorize ko. Bodies usually buried in a shroud or whatever the pronunciation. Malaking cloths yan na pambalot sa namatay. Burial takes place as soon as possible. Okay, so let's go now to, so tandaan po yung mga caring about the culture of different types of patient belong to different types of with the different cultures. Now let's go to stages of dying, pag mamamatay na, hindi pa ma-accept, no? Meron na siyang taning. So yung tao ngayon dadaan doon sa sinasabing denial states. The person refuses to believe that he or she is dying. Mamamatay na siya. Hindi ako, nagkaroon lang siguro ng maling diagnosis, patatay sa ibang doktor. Ganon, yung iba naghahanap ng second, third opinion. The person believes a mistake was made. Anger, yun yung susunod. The person thinks, bakit kaya ako? No? Ang dami naman dapat mauna mamatay dyan. Bite-bite ko naman. Diba naririnig natin mga ganyan? So there is anger and rage. Dying persons envy and resent those with life and health. So family, friends, and the health team are often targets of anger. Bandong ko niya, sumasama ng Bengali, dapat sila na unang mamatay eh. Okay. Kapitbahay nga natin, lasinggero, walang yapa, tapos na blah 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 blah. No? Dapat sila na mamatay, hindi ako ng bait-bait ko. Oh. Lalabas na yung maririnig nyo lang sa pasyente. Tagal ko sa hospital, no? Bargaining. Okay, anger has passed. The person now says, sige Lord, tanggap ko na. Often the person bargains with God or higher power for more time. Promises are made in exchange for more time. Bargain is usually private and spiritual. Nagdadasal yan, Lord, bigyan mo pa ako ng mahabang panahon, please, kasi marami pa akong plano sa buhay, marami pa po akong dapat gawin para sa mga anak ko. Ganun sila. Saka Lord, pinagsisisihan ko na yung mga ginawa ko, blah blah blah, kung ano-ano ng pagsisisi nandyan, lahat na, lalabas na. Okay, depression. The person thinks, oh nga, ako tanggap ko na. Wala naman ako magagawa, tanggap ko na. Ganun sila. The person mourns things that were lost and the future loss of life. The person may cry or say a little. Sometimes the person talks about people and the things that will be left behind. Paano na yung mga anak ko? Kawawa naman sila. Sino ang titingin sa kanila? Malilit pa yung mga anak ko. Something like that. Diba? Acceptance, the person is calm, at peace, and accepts debts. The person has said that what is need to be said and unfinished business is completed. This stage may last for many months or years. Reaching the acceptance stage does not mean death is near. Kumbaga, tanggap na nila. Mas maga kasi na matanggap nila na maaga na sa ganun, nagkakaroon ng magandang preparation, niya-arrange niya lahat, and then, syempre, maganda yon na nababawasan na rin yung fear and anxiety ng patient na malapit na mamatay at alam niya mamamatay na siya. There is a very positive acceptance of the coming of deaths na sinasabi na inaantay niya. Kung halimbawa yan ay may taning na ang buhay. Acceptance is the best, no? Para sa isang pasyente na may taning na yung buhay niya. Kasi ma-decrease yung fear, ma-decrease yung anxiety, lahat ng problems niya, mare-resolve niya, at magiging very positive yung approach na, yung outlook niya sa buhay na kahit alam niya mamamatay na siya. Definition and signs of death, okay? As death nears, these signs may occur fast or slowly. So movement, muscle tone, sensations are lost. So this usually starts in the feet and legs. The mouth muscles relax and the jaw drops. Pabagsak ang panga. The mouth may stay open. The facial expressions is often peaceful. Ito yung signs of death na malapit na. Peristalsis and other gastrointestinal function is slow down. Abdominal distensions, fecal incontinence, nausea, vomiting are common. Ibig sabihin ng fecal incontinence, hindi na makontrol yung tae. Lalabas at lalabas na yan kasi nga po, hindi na nagpa-function yung large intestine niya, hindi na active yung sinasabing peristaltic movement ng bituka. Body temperature rises, the person feels cool or cold, and it looks pale and perspires heavily. So circulation fails, the pulse is fast or slow, weak and irregular, then blood pressure starts to fall. Unti-unti na mag-fade yung pulse rate ng pasyente kasi pabagsak na rin yung kanyang blood pressure. The respiratory system fails, slow, rapid, shallow respiration are observed. Mucus collects in the airway, breathing sounds or noise and gargling, commonly called death's rattle. Paminsan, in-announce ng doktor na patay na si patient pero biglang maririnig sa patient yun. Pagpapaningin ang mga kamag-anak, sasabihin, "Uy! Buhay pa si tatawagin si doktor, buhay pa." Dineclare na ng doktor, walang hininga at pulso. Ano nangyari doon? Bakit nagkaroon ng gargling sound? Kasi po yung collection ng mucus o saliva doon sa kanyang trachea. Okay? So nung you call this, huminga pa na last breath na sabi, nagkaroon ng gargling sounds. Okay, so that is death's rattle or commonly called death rattle sounds. Pain decreases as the person loses consciousness. However, some people are conscious until the moment of death. So the signs of death includes no pulse, no respiration, and no blood pressure. The pupils are fixed and dilated. And doctor determines that death has occurred. He or she pronounces, the person said. Ginagamitan ng doktor ng pen light yung mata ng pasyente. Because there are instances na walang makapangpulso, okay, walang breathing, no, negative breathing, negative pulse. Ang last na i-check ng doktor ay yung pupils ng pasyente. Nagre-react kasi yung pupils ng patient, ang mata ng pasyente through pen light, nagre-react yan sa pen light. Kapag nag-constrict is maliit, nag-dilate, constrict, dilate, meron pang oxygen ang brain ng pasyente. Kahit wala na yan, pulse rate. Wala nang hininga. Okay? Pero saglit lang yun. And then eventually, magkaroon na siya ng fully dilatation. Malaki na. Yun na totally na nawala na yung oxygen sa brain ng patient. Okay? Ang normal size ng pupil, yun yung itim dun ha. Itim na nakikita below doon sa loob ng ng kanyang mata. The normal size is 3 to 5 millimeters in diameter. The characteristic is it's react to lights and accommodation. They constrict, becomes smaller in bright light, and dilate, becomes larger in dim light or when focusing on something in distance. Di ba pag pumapasok kayo ng sinehan, galing kayo sa maliwanag na area, no, sa labas. Pagpasok niyo ng sinehan, nagda-dilate yan. Halos wala kayong maaninig kasi nasa madilim kayo na lugar. So magpasalamat kayo, ganun ang nangyayari sa mata. Ibig sabihin normal yung mata niyo nagre-react sa liwanag, nagre-react sa dilim. Matakot kayo kung hindi mag-react yan. Okay? Pag dilated naman, neurological damage or brain deaths already. So yan na talaga de-declare na ng doktor na patay na nga. Okay. Greater than 5 millimeters. So nakita niyo naman yung size, di ba? Characteristics is during deaths, the lack of blood flow and oxygen can lead to a loss of brain functions, including the control of pupil size. Kasi nga po wala na oxygen ang brain ng patient. So constricted naman, smaller than normal, often less than 3 millimeters. Characteristics is happen in bright lights due to certain medications or as response to some neurological conditions. Okay, by the way, dagdag ko lang, there are instances ng pasyente may hininga, may pulso, pero ano yan, active yan, buhay na buhay yan. Pag chinek mo yung kanyang pupils, either dilated or constricted, depende kasi yan kung anong gamot, prohibited drugs yung na-take ni patient. Isa yan sa basehan ng doktor. Kung yan ay nakatake ng drugs. Ha? So iba rin case yun. Okay? Ano yung sinasabi natin? Rigor mortis. Okay? This is the stiffening of the muscles after death within 24 to 48 hours as the body's biochemical process cease or stop. Kaya nga napaka-importante, pag dineclare na ni doktor na wala nang hininga, wala nang pulso, anong gagawin ninyo? O kailangan naman ng pasyente nyo, hayaan nyo mamatay na nakadilat ang mata, nakabukang-bunga nga. Okay, close the eyes. Kung mahaba pilik mata niyan, make sure na yung pilik mata ay yung eyelashes ng eyes pa rin. Close the eyes. Kung ay magsara, kumuha ng bulak na may basahin mo ng konti tubig, idagan dito sa may mata niya para matakpan, no? Na hindi, pabigat para hindi aangat. Kasi alangan naman nasa tauli nakadilat ang mata, di ba? Okay, ano pa? Yung panga, okay, kailangan ay sarado. Walang pasyente na nasa taol na nakanganga at nakadilat ang mata. Okay. Kasi kung napabayaan ninyo nakanganga yan, okay, sige. Pagdating sa embalming of funeral parole, sa embalmer, abay pilit niyang isasara yan. Okay? So what will happen? Kasi may ganyan within 48 hours of today's titigasan talaga yan. Ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon ng breakage dito. Magkakaroon ng doon sa may buto dito, yung jaw bones. Okay? Tapos mapupunit itong muscles dito, yung tissue. Kahit natakpan mo yan na make-up, kita pa rin, halata pa rin. So magalit ang wag ninyong kalilimutan yun. Close the eyes gently, ayusin natin eyelashes niya, and then isara din yung panga. Algor mortis, the cooling of the body after death, occurring as the body loses heat to the surrounding environment, kaya lumalamig na sila. Typically, the rate of about 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius per hour. So, depending on the environmental condition. Kaya huwag kayong magtaka bakit bigla nang malamig ang pasyente. There is no more excess of oxygen, carbon dioxide. Wala na rin, na rin yung pores ng skin nila, naka-dilate na lang din yan. Rigor mortis, ano yun? The pooling of blood in the lowest part of the body due to gravity, causing a purplish discoloration of the skin, which begins within a few hours of death and can help determine the position of the body at the time of death. So, importante rin dito, no? Pagka pinosisyon niyo si patient sa kama, ano bang kultura yan? Kasi may mga pasyente na gusto yung patay nila nakaganyan, Sa anong kultura yan? Anong tradisyon yan? Anong religion? Iba naman nakaganyan, iba naman straight lang on both sides of their body. So alamin nyo rin yun, importante yun. Kasi kasama yun sa kanilang practices, rituals. Irespeto natin yun. Dapat alam ninyo kung anong kultura yan, ano religion yan, at yung practices nila kapag namatay si patient, ano ang position. Iba naman, nandyan, tapos merong hawak na rosary. So depende kung anong practice o kultura. Alamin nyo yun. Okay. Ano to sinasabing? Focus on pride pag ikaw yung caregiver. Personal and professional responsibility. You may assist with the dying person's care to give quality care, promote comfort, report the person's complaints or signs of pain at once, follow the comfort measures in the care plan, protect the person's privacy, provide support to the persons and family. So you have to be kind, sincere, show compassion and respect. Pag sinabi natin compassion kasi you are giving sincere care, no? Nandun yung sinceridad sa pagbigay ng pag-alaga sa patient. Hindi mo shortcut, hindi mo minamadali. Nandun pa rin yung quality na yung standard na sinasabi natin na pag-aalaga base doon sa kung ano sinasabi ng libro. Hindi ko mamamatay na shortcut na. Offer the family time alone with the person. Take pride in supporting the person and family during a difficult time. Letter R, rights and respect. You may not agree with the advance directives or resuscitation decision. However, you must respect the person's or family wishes. So, di ba may mga kanina, the advance directives like DNR, do not resuscitate, do not intubate. The doctor's order must be followed and the wishes of the dying person. So this may be against your personal, religious, or cultural values. Kumbaga, against yun sa paniniwala mo. So pag against ka doon, andun yung rights and respect natin sa pasyente. Hindi mo yun kaya, hindi mo matake yun, yung mga ganung practices din. Pwede kang mag-respite care o pwede kang magpalipat ng ibang pasyente na aalagaan or babantayan because maaapektuhan kayo. Para ang dating sa'yo, negative yung ganung mga practices. You may need an assignment change. Letter I is independence and social interaction. So the person is encouraged to take part in his or her care to the extent possible. So some days the person can do more than other days. Follow the nurse's directions and the care plan. Do not force the person to do more than he or she cannot physically or mentally do. Kasi lalo na pagka may sakit na yan, more on supportive care tayo eh. Diba sabi nga natin, pagka matatanda, i-allow natin sila na sila gagawa sa sarili nila, tutulong lang tayo kung kakain, kung magpapalit ng damit, kung maliligo, para na-exercise pa. Pero kung eto may sakit na hindi niya na kaya, wag natin pilitin. Delegation and teamwork. So caregivers may spend a lot of time with persons who are dying, often in a busy time before and after someone dies, offer to take equipment and supplies to and from the room. Tumutulong tayo, nag-a-assist tayo, pero hindi tayo lahat ang gagawa. Lalo na kapag tayo nasa hospital, meron naman pong gagawa doon ng mga nursing attendant. At kung minsan din naman, kapag kulang sa tao, wala kang choice, ikaw talagang gagawa. But you are still under the supervision of the nurse. Also help with other patients or residents kung ikaw naman ay nasa nursing homes nagtatrabaho. Ethics and laws. Okay, the right to privacy before and after deaths. The person has the right not to have his or her body seen by others. Karapatan nila yon. Proper draping and screening are important. The right to visit others in private. Karapatan pa rin nila yon. The right to confidentiality before and after death. So final moments and causes of death are kept confidential. Republic Act 10172, kalilimutan yon. The right to be free from abuse, mistreatment, or neglect. Hindi ko mamamatay na lang yan o kaya nasa indigent category na pasyente yan. Nandun pa rin po yung respeto natin, yung pag-atas ng dignidad ng pasyente. Sabi ko nga, di ba, fair treatment to all types of clients regardless of educational attainment, sociocultural status in life, yung political affiliation, gender preferences, etc. Equal treatment. The person has the right to receive kind and respectful care before and after death, report signs of abuse, mistreatment, or neglect at once. Freedom from restraint, hindi natin, bawal natin silang pigilan o talian, okay? Pwede na lang siguro itaas yung siders, pero sabihin mo tatalian, bawal na bawal na bawal.